P-A-S-C-A-L. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Hey, P-A-S-C-A-L. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Say this is ready, so get a body down. We now rocking with that dude Pascal.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Enjoying your day, making it positive, making it a good one, making it a good one. Hopefully you guys are good. We got some stuff that's going on. There's been a new developing story that's been going on as of recently. It's kind of a left turn from this conversation, but it is under the
Good
same
afternoon
theme, if that makes any
Good
sense.
evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there.
About something that's going
Enjoying
on
your day, making
at
it positive,
Forsyth
making it a good one, making
Community
it
College.
a good one.
In North Carolina. There is another tragedy going on as we speak. So I wanted to make sure I get that to you guys. There is another one that's going on as we speak. But I don't know if there really is a tragedy so far. Allegedly, there are two active monsters, allegedly, that are out on the loose. But it looks like there hasn't been any casualties, which is a good thing. Okay? Which is a very, very, very good thing. We're hearing a lot of different things, but I just wanted to give you guys this update before we go into our main topic today, because hopefully you guys know this has been getting shared. We got some on the Twitters is out here. People are also talking about this like crazy, but at the same time, let's be real. We are still finding out more. We're finding out some information, or we're still waiting to find out information. Okay, because I don't know what's true and what's not true. The rumor mills are going crazy. People are real jerks out here creating BS, sending out videos on Twitter and on TikTok saying that this is the actual thing that happened. Okay, when it's actually not happening. Okay, so we don't know everything as of yet, but I'm going to give you guys some updates on that, and of course, we're going to be going into the conversation down below underneath, as you see in the title down below, okay? So really quick, I appreciate all y'all being here. Thank you so much. We got to cover this quick piece. And then, of course, if there's more information about this particular situation that's happening in Forsyth Tech Community College, you know for a fact I'll be giving you guys that information as well. But hold on. Let me make sure. Is everybody good? Can you guys hear me 100%? Yeah, it looks like everything's good on my end. Okay. So you guys hear music. Can you guys hear me talk? Hit the number 1 to make sure you guys can hear me talk, because that's important. Okay. That's weird. Let me see. That might be why. Okay. I fixed it, guys. You may be hearing something, the show on because I have a window open with the actual show. So now you should be good. Okay. We should be Gucci now. Okay. So apologies for that, guys, but hopefully you guys are good. Wanted to give you guys some breaking information about this particular thing that's going on as we speak. But before we go into everything, please do me a favor, hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. Of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay. And of course, hit that notification bell so that you know when I go live, because you know I go live random and I upload pop-up videos at random daily as well. So hit that notification bell. Make sure it's to all so that you know what's going on. So we got a quick little detour to go into this piece of information here really quick. And then, of course, we're going to go into our main story today. But there is some breaking information as we know of so far. And it is, still very, very sad. So we got to look at this. There has been reported another incident at Forsyth Tech Community College. Now, from what I've been hearing from the news, because I've been listening to a live breaking, they're breaking this story locally. From what we're hearing so far, and it may not be entirely true, but this is from what the reports are saying, is that, of course, there is a shelter in place that has been put out there for everyone. There are kids still in Forsyth Tech Community College, still sheltering in place as we speak. We don't have everything. Like I said, we don't know all the information yet. They say that there are two assailants out here, but I don't know if that's entirely true anymore. So we're going to get into this really, really quick so we can get into our main story, okay? Because we don't know, like I said, this is still a developing piece of information. So let's get into this really, really quick, okay? And I wish this thing would go away, and it won't. So we're going to just have to deal with this, okay? So there was an incident that was reported on the campus of Forsyth Tech Community College today in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, okay? The police department of that town posted on Twitter that a incident was under investigation just before 11 a.m. Officers were at the scene working on clearing the scene. This is happening on the main campus near Miller Street. So if you have anybody, any loved ones, friends, family, whatever, that are in that school right now, please be sure to contact your family, whoever, contact them. Make sure that they are safe, because some of them are still sheltering in place as we speak right now. Okay. And I'm hearing different things from reports from local news over here that are saying something along the lines of someone brought a gun to school and it went off, hurting themselves. That's one story that I've heard so far. I don't know if that's absolutely confirmed or not. Those are all just still hearsay, just so you guys know. Chopper 9 flew over the campus around noon Thursday today, spotted crowds of people outside in parking lots while police cruisers were parked along the street. And of course, we're going to look at some of these videos and stuff. I promise you guys that. Okay. And this, so Chelly Sue, hopefully I'm saying that right. Pardon if I mess up your name. Where's this time? Where is it this time? This is at Forsyth Tech Community College at Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Again, this incident right now is active. This is happening right now as we speak. Allegedly, this is happening at Forsyth Tech Community College. There is still a shelter in place that's going on right now as we speak. Okay. Chelly Sue, I got it right. Good. Yay. Okay. All right. Hit that like button for me then if I got your name right, girl. I appreciate it. Okay. So in North Carolina, Winston-Salem. Okay. Now, when I initially heard about this, they said that there were dos, plural, assailants. Now they're saying this is an active assailant situation. You know, I got to use as many code words as I can, guys, okay? However, Winston-Salem PD said there was no active monster on campus. So the person, whoever did, if it's two, if it's one, they are no longer there, y'all. They gone. Okay? But still, shelter in place is still active right now as we speak. Unless something changed since I started this show. Okay? Since the start of this show. But I wanted to give you guys the information, because from what we're understanding, there has been no casualties, only one injury, and allegedly it is from the actual assailant themselves. A person allegedly, from what I've been hearing. In fact, I'm going to see if I can bring that up for you guys. From what I'm hearing from the news that's been breaking as we speak, they're saying that this kid brought a doggone firearm to school, I guess took the gun out, and the gun went off, hurting them. That's what we've been hearing thus far. But that could be 100,000 times wrong. Okay. So I just wanted to give you guys that information so far. And of course, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the live feed. right now, really quick, so that you guys can see this as well, so you guys can see what's going on. All right. But from what I'm hearing, from what I'm understanding, from what I've gathered before I jumped on here to give you guys a completely different story, they say that there has been no casualties, no injuries. There's just been this one incident, and that's it so far. So I don't know where they've gotten the whole thing about the two that there were two monsters on campus. But news travels and news changes quickly. Okay. So let's take a listen to this really, really quick. All right. And this, of course, is not the main story. I promise you, we're going to get into the main story very, 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 very soon. But I just wanted to give you guys this breaking piece of information because for a fact I'm watching all this stuff. I'm keeping an eye on all the stuff that's going on, especially when it comes to these mass tragedies as well. So let's take a look.
When this all transpired, their parents were hoping for answers, and when they heard that things were okay, they had heard from their students who were safe and sheltering in place, that no doubt brought them great comfort. All right, let's take a look at the traffic situation near campus as students are now being allowed to leave. Looks like a bit of a parking lot here on Silas Creek Parkway, and we saw our map earlier showing miles of congestion. There are several roads blocked off because this investigation is active. It's our understanding from our reporters on scene that police are still looking for someone or perhaps people. This is a map here showing real-time DOT traffic conditions. Orange indicates major slowdowns. You can see Silas Creek Parkway heavily delayed at that cross street, and it looks like the other direction starting to slow down too. So the point here is if you don't need to be in this area, please don't attempt to go. Several roads are blocked off, and the focus right now is continuing the investigation and getting students reunited with their parents or their loved ones. This is a live look. I'm trying to see the cross street. It says Miller Street, I believe, which is one of the entrances to campus that is closed. You can see officers are directing traffic. So just to kind of get you up to speed here, there is still a shelter in place in effect. The last tech alert that went out from Forsyth Tech 29 minutes ago, according to their Twitter account, says law enforcement has confirmed no active shooter on campus, but the shelter in place protocols remain in place. Call 911 if you have information. The tweet on screen is from City of Winston-Salem, confirming what you just saw in the live picture. Miller Street is currently blocked at the Silas Creek intersection. The city wants you to avoid the campus area. We've been compiling this information, and by now this tweet from Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is dated, but I can give you an update here that the school district had several students on campus today, as did Stokes County Schools. Those students are all accounted for and all are safe, according to those school districts. This is a live video, or not a live video, but it is a video that was posted on Twitter from the scene earlier when students initially received word to shelter in place. What this looks like to me is a classroom where there are empty desks, the lights are turned off, and these accordion type barriers or doors are set up. And you can see, and now that we know that there is no active situation, we can speak more to this. Those students behind those barriers, if we can tab back, you can see them kind of ducking down on the ground and staying put in place just behind those doors. Just a testament to safety protocols in place and the fact that this all happened very quickly this morning based on the time frames we are being provided by parents and students. These alerts went out about a shooting situation immediately, and students sheltered in place as they have trained to do, and they all did the right thing. Still no word on any possible injuries. We just received word from Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. Bear with me here while I read this update to you. It looks like students with the district that were on the campus are currently going back to their home schools. Parents can pick up those students at their schools. All right, so let's give you this lay of the land here. The staging area for Forsyth Tech loved ones is at the National Guard Armory. The staging area for parents of the students at Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is at their designated schools. So for example, if your child attends Mount Tabor and was on that field trip today for the college visit, go to Mount Tabor. That's where the students are going back to school. No word on if they'll continue their school days or if they'll be released early. So look for those updates from the school system. This is all just coming into our newsroom, sending it to you as we get it. This is another live look here from the scene. This is what appears to be a hazmat vehicle, one of many type law enforcement vehicles on scene. Fire trucks are there, EMS is there. But when we saw this ambulance pull up earlier, the lights were not on. There did not seem to be any sense of urgency because, again, we're still awaiting word on if anyone was hurt. Right now, there is still that shelter in place. Unless your classroom has been cleared to leave, you should stay put, according to this latest alert from Forsyth Tech. But it does look like some buses are moving now into the National Guard Armory. We'll zoom in here to try to see if there are any students on board. It looks like there could be a few here, hopefully reuniting with their loved ones at this staging area.
I'm going to run it back
again,
a little bit.
If you're just tuning in, just after 10 this morning, this all transpired. We received reports from Winston-Salem police that their officers were going on scene to a report of shots fired. And we have learned since then there is no active shooter. Let's take a look at what Ben Briscoe is seeing from his vantage point. Ben.
Now, what's crazy to me, because, you know, they're kind of repeating the, hold on, let's hear what they got to say.
We do not know if police are still looking for anyone. I have not been able to talk with an officer
That's
at this
weird,
moment
though,
because they are still doing very active things, trying to guard traffic right now. We do know that the helicopter is still up in the air, Megan, so there is a sign that at least they're looking for something. We're not sure it's someone. I also want to show you that the students keep coming out here, but what was really great to see is that parents are starting to reunite with their students out here. We've seen several parents run up to their students across this parking lot, hug them, say, we're so glad you're safe. I talked with a few students who've come off campus that wanted to share some information about what's happening. We're trying not to approach them. I want to give them space because it has been a traumatic day out here for them, they tell me. But if someone comes up to us and wants to share information, that is what we're doing. At this point, one student told me he was in that classroom since about 10 this morning when he was told to just duck, stay safe, keep the lights off, not make noise, and that it was a very tense situation at first when they didn't know what was happening. But towards the middle of the afternoon here, they quickly learned that this was, according to police, a active investigation of a shooting, not an active shooter investigation. And that gave them a lot of confidence that they were safe inside that room. And at that point, it was just a waiting game. He said a lot of them were on their phones, texting their parents, trying to get the information out that they were safe. Parents, again, starting to run up to their kids, be able to hug them, take them home. One kid said, you know what, I just want something to eat. I am hungry after being locked inside that room all day long. At this point, we are seeing more parents still come to the campus. The officer right here has been directing a lot of them, but he's been telling them that they're going to have to wait further away right now because Miller Street and Siler Creek Parkway right here is pretty much closed off because this is where all the students are coming out from the Strickland Center. We are also told that there's another building that's about to be let out soon too. You can see that officer who is guarding traffic though just drove away. So there might be a reason for that. Normally, when I've been in these scenes before, if someone's assigned to guard traffic at a main entrance like this, they're pretty much sitting there unless something major is going on. So I'm going to try to work my phone and see if we can get any sources to tell us what's going on out here.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
So the thing is of course, this is still developing, as we already know. There's a lot going on here. There was an active assailant on campus. Now that campus is starting to release some of the students. It's starting to get a little bit more it's starting to get a little bit more relaxed. I know relaxed is a lack of a better word. How's that? But so far they have not reported any injuries so far, which is fantastic news. But at the same time, even if there is injury or not, like I just saw what or I showed what Nicole said, the feeling is still the same. You still all have all these kids terrified for their lives, calling their families, thinking that this is it, right? So this is a terrifying experience for any person. Still traumatic, still hits the same. Let me play a little bit more so you guys can hear a little bit. But one thing I also wanted to point out, somebody just said this too, real quick. Sunflower Soul 615 said, yes, we had an assailant in area just got off a lockdown in Colorado elementary school. This morning has been hell. So you guys, Sunflower, if you're still in the chat, first off, I'm glad everybody's okay. But I would love to hear more if you can write a little bit more about that. And you're saying Colorado elementary school in Texas, correct? Because, you know, of course, Colorado elementary school could be literally in Colorado, if that makes any sense. But I kind of did a quick Google. There's a couple different spots, but literally there's a Colorado elementary school in Texas. So are you talking about in Texas? And the other thing is I wonder why, if this is to happen today, why this wasn't brought up, right? Why that hasn't been in the news, because I find that to be absolutely fascinating. Another thing, Misty Fisher, thank you so much for the 5. Why the hell these folks bringing firearms into any kind of schools / colleges? This is effing ridiculous already. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's getting stupid. It's getting dangerous, right? Absolutely dangerous. It's been like this, though. Schools have become the Wild Wild West. Okay. Schools have become the Wild Wild West. And honestly, any public event, any gathering of a group of people, etc., it's become the Wild Wild West. You might as well kiss yourself 17 times as you enter back into your private domicile, thanking to the sweet baby Jesus or whatever you believe in or not believe in, thanking your lucky stars that you made it home in one piece after going to a concert or going and seeing a play or going and worshiping your, the God that you believe in, whatever it is. It's insane, y'all. It's absolutely insane. But I'm not going to get on my soapbox right now. Okay. Not right now. Sunflower, real quick. Thank you so much for the response. Yes. Hello. Thank you. We are in Arapahoe County, okay, in Cherokee. Hopefully, I said that right too. Cherokee Creek schools in Colorado. Okay, so it is in Colorado. Sorry, you just said Colorado elementary school, so I just typed that in literally just to see what was going on. But that is terrible. And I'm glad everybody's okay. I'm glad the people around you are okay. But at the same time, there have been some craziness that's happened over the past couple of days since the tragedy we dealt with in shoot, my camera froze on me. I don't know why. Hold up. I don't know why. 2 seconds, guys. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, there's been a lot of alerts and a lot of craziness that has gone on since what happened on Monday. Okay, people out here, y'all. People out here for no reason, and it's getting insane. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get some things going here. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Real quick. Okay, Tyler, thank you so much for the 2. Pascal, I want to be able to reach 21. You know what? I'm praying for you too, my brother. I'm praying for every single last one of us because, hey, I'd love to see my whole life, right? I'd love to see what my life potentially could grow into. I want to be a family man. There's all these things I want to accomplish, right? I want to see what my future holds. Just like I hope that your future is fruitful and filled with nothing but happiness, not becoming a part of a mass tragedy. I hope that doesn't happen to any of us, right? Christy B, thank you so much for the comment. Praying for everyone, absolutely. I'm praying for everyone as well. Wait, hold on. Because Misty Fisher just said, please catch Christy B's comment. So what was her comment? Real quick. What was her comment? Praying for everybody, which I do appreciate. But is that it, or did I miss something else? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Are you serious? What? Hold on. I'm going to look that up too. What the hell? What the hell? Hold up. I don't want to lose that. That is Harrison Central High School. Hold up. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull this up here in a second. Let me just the theme of today is, hold on. Harrison Central High, Mississippi. Let me just, because they're saying it's a rumor. They saying it's a rumor right now. Hold on. Before we go into our main topic, and don't worry, guys, I will chapter this out so that, you know, we all, for those of y'all who are here just for the topic at hand, you'll be able to just click right to it. But I know this matters as well. I don't see anything here. I'm looking like on YouTube to see if there's any updates for that. I have yet to see anything of that. Let me see Twitter real quick. Let me make sure I'm not losing my mind. Let's see. So far, not. They said, they're saying this active situation at Harrison Central High is a prank call. So okay. Let me just pull this up, show you guys this. So we all can see this as a family. And Christy B, I appreciate you giving me the heads up, because all this stuff is serious. Doesn't matter. You got people out here that are going to be ridiculous. Like, there's some really sick mother lovers out here, y'all. We got some sick mother lovers out here in these streets, y'all. You some of y'all, let me just say something to y'all prank calling mother lovers. Something wrong with y'all. That's all I'm going to say. Something seriously wrong with y'all. Why would you call and make this is not funny. This is not for entertainment purposes. There are people's lives on the line. I wish they could trace these calls and arrest their asses. Real talk. Arrest all of them. Arrest them all. But here it is. Active assailant rumors at Harrison Central. Completely unfounded. Let me show that to you guys really quick. But Christy B, I appreciate you giving us the information still, no matter what, because this still shows evil exists. This still shows that there's so much evil out here, y'all. Why aren't they arresting these mother lovers, man? Or make the punishments even that more great? Period. This is ridiculous. Anyway, let me show you guys this. Officials say the announcement. Let me blow this up so you guys can see this in the nosebleed seats. Okay. Officials say the announcement that sent Harrison Central High School into lockdown Thursday morning was a prank. Around 9:30, students and staff were alerted via the intercom the school was going into lockdown. So Harrison County School District Superintendent Mitchell King confirmed the lockdown was unauthorized and is most likely the result of a prank. So the sheriff of that county, also Troy Peterson, says the school is secure and students are now being released to their parents. Crowds of parents are waiting outside Harrison Central to pick up their children. So now you guys know at least that this ish right here be a prank. This be fake. Okay. Now with this situation here, still brand new. We still learning as we speak. Let me play a little bit of what hopefully they'll be nice to me this time, because the internet likes to act a doggone fool. Okay, let's take a look at what they have to say here too. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I thought that there was sound, but I rebooted the computer because it was acting a doggone fool. Let's do that again. Here we go.
Out here for the last hour or so, waiting for their students to come off of Forsyth Tech's main campus. Yeah, I mean, Megan, I've seen a lot of tears out here, respectfully, and it's understandably so. I mean, it's been a very overwhelming day. I've talked to a couple parents and a couple of students who say they're just ready to go home, and rightfully so. They've been through a pretty intense situation today. We did see school buses taking students off of Forsyth Tech's main campus. We don't know where they are going. I am currently in contact with a bus driver who is taking these students off campus. I'm waiting to hear back from him right now, but he said that he was just told to get the students on the bus and take them off campus. So we're not really sure where they are headed right now, but you can see we still have some parents that are standing out here waiting. They're, we still have a lot of questions, and we need a lot of answers for these parents. But
real quick, this is in North Carolina, y'all. North Carolina. This happened at the Forsyth Tech Community College, just so you know. Okay, just so you guys know. Right now, so far, seems like everybody's okay. Seems like everybody's a-okay thus far, but they have yet to say anything so far about any casualties or injuries. I've heard one rumor through the news themselves. They said something along the lines of some kid brought a firearm to school. The firearm went off, hurting the actual kid. That's all we know so far. And of course, they went into lockdown. There was rumors of 2 assailants. I have yet to hear any of them repeat that or say anything of that sort. If there is someone, if there is a second person, maybe that's why they got helicopters flying above, because they're trying to catch this mother lover. Absolutely, as they should, because these kids are still bringing in very dangerous weapons into their college, for crying out loud. So earlier this week was elementary, which we are going to be talking about that in just a second, the elementary school. And now we're talking about kids who are just matriculating at a tech community college. This is, what a week, y'all. What a week. Let's continue. Okay. I'm going to play a little bit more and then we're going to get into our story. Okay. Into our main topic.
thankfully, again, students are being reunited with their families right now.
And really, that is the news that we want to share, and that's the news that we want to see, is the students being reunited. Yeah. So we do know, and excuse me if I'm saying this again, but we want to make sure that you get the information that the kids from Winston-Salem, Forsyth County schools, they're going on the bus back to their home schools.
Yes, as are Stokes County schools, based on this information that we have. And if you're just tuning in, you say, well, what does this have to do with our high schools in the area? Well, this is a time of year when a lot of students are on college visits, and we can confirm that there were several groups of high schoolers. We believe at least those from Mount Tabor were in high school on campus doing this visit when all this happened. So they are getting back on their buses, going to their home schools. Still unclear whether school for them will be canceled the rest of the day or whatnot, but be mindful of any alerts from the school districts for those.
Yeah, and the high schools really may play into this story. We were able to talk to a mom early on when all of this started happening, and I just got to talk to her again, and she said she had gotten a call from her son who had gone to the bathroom and then heard a shot go off. And believed that it was another high school student, and that the high school student had hurt himself somehow with a gun.
Wow.
Now, again, this is not anything that the police are confirming at this time as they're trying to figure this out, but this is what we're hearing from a Mount Tabor high school mom about what her son was telling her.
That is crazy. So they're saying that a kid, because there was the reason why you're seeing buses pull up and everything is because there was a high school that went there on basically like a field trip to check out this community college, this tech college. Allegedly, one of the students was in the bathroom, heard a firearm go off. This could have been a high school student that brought a firearm with them to this campus, causing all this havoc here. This may not even be a college student. This may be a high school student that was brought in from a high school on a field trip. And that person, it sounded like, hurt themselves. So that's what we know so far. But let me play just a tiny bit more, okay? Because we got to get into the things here. And real quick, let me get this super chat here too. And thank you all for all the super chats and the super stickers as well. I really do appreciate it. Misty Fisher, thank you so much for the 5. Pranks are not calling in fake types of tragedies. Yes, it is not a prank. I don't consider that a prank. I consider that committing a serious crime, okay? A serious crime. So I agree with you 100%, Misty. But again, the day after the tragedy, this unbelievable tragedy, which we're going to be covering, circling back on in Nashville, the Covenant School that took the lives of 6 individuals, taking the lives of 3 9-year-old kids. The very next day, there were people calling different schools and prank calling, saying that there was another active assailant on certain campuses. It's been going on all week. This is real. People are out here doing all kinds of crazy stuff. For what reason? There's some really sick individuals out here in this world. And they're calling these schools, scaring the daylights out of these kids. Yeah, Virginia, it's extremely disturbing. And I hate it because we sit here and we look at the tragedy that happened on Monday. And we're still covering it, as you already know. We're about to talk about it. And what's crazy to me is that this inspires other people. This actually stokes the flames in other people to say, I got a great idea. Let me call another school and scare the bejesus out of them. They're going to love it. Why? It's stupid. It's monstrous, in my personal opinion. And there's a very, very special place in hell for every single last one of y'all that are out here making these kind of prank calls. But let me continue. Let me continue here just a little bit more so we can hear some more about this. All right.
And so we're waiting to get that confirmation that is what happened or didn't happen or whatever else. But the main point here, I think, too, is that there was a gun on campus.
Right.
And so how did the gun get on campus? Was it a high schooler that brought the gun on campus? Was it someone from Forsyth Tech? We don't know that answer yet. What we do know is that there was a gun on campus somewhere.
Right. And what were the security protocols in entering campus? We're very familiar, and you are familiar with the ongoing efforts to provide further security at our traditional public elementary, middle, and high schools in the area. But on the Forsyth Tech main campus, we're working to learn more information about what those protocols are. We do know that very quickly, the campus sent out what it's called a tech alert to students. And based on the timeline we've put together in the call logs from the mom who heard from her son earlier, and when these alerts went out, it was all very quick that students received this word, sheltered in place.
And then police were on scene.
Exactly.
Yes, to go through each one of those things. All right, we wanted to show you the traffic map so that you could really get an idea. All right.
Okay, now we all got the idea. Of course, if there's more information about this, for a fact, I'll give you guys the information as soon as it happens, or if there's any type of, breaking press briefing during our live today, I will make sure we watch it and take a look. So I'll keep this up just to make sure that we're not missing anything, because hopefully before the end of the show, we can get more updates or more of some more pressing information, because I know for a fact that we all want to know what the heck happened here and what's actually going down. But so from what we know, this is all the information that we know about the Forsyth Tech Community College situation. But for right now, what we know is no one's been harmed. Okay. But this is the part I do want to show you guys this piece. Hold on. I'm not done yet. We ain't done yet here. But they said, police did confirm that shots were fired on campus. No information about any potential victims has been released at the time. According to a message from the school, 2. There were 2. So this is the reason why the news came out with 2, saying 2 assailants were out here. 2 armed and dangerous men were reported to be at large. Police didn't immediately confirm that they were looking for 2 suspects. Now we're hearing 1. Now we've gone back to 1. And I hope it's just 1. Okay, fingers crossed. I hope that is just 1. Students were told to shelter in place according to a message from the school. The superintendent of Stokes County Schools said 31 students with the district were on campus on a field trip at the time of this tragedy or of this incident. They were all reported to be safe and accounted for, according to a statement from the superintendent. Now, that goes against the story we just heard from reporters from that news station. They said something along the lines of that it could have been a student that actually accidentally hit themselves with this particular weapon that they brought to school. A high school student that came on this very specific field trip with the other 31 students. Okay? But this is all we have so far. And of course, it's still breaking. It's still developing. They're still trying to figure it all out. And of course, when we find out more information, I promise you, we will be talking about it for sure. Okay. So I'll keep an eye on this. It's open. It's up here. Okay. So we still do have it right here, or not right here. I still have it right here. Okay. But it looks like they even went on a little bit of a break here too, because that looks like All My Children or something. But anyway, I don't know. Guiding Light. I don't even know what soaps are out there. Okay. But as soon as we find out more information, you know for a fact we'll be here to talk about it. Okay. But we do need to go into our main topic. Okay. And I appreciate all y'all for being here. Okay. And I know some of y'all are late to the party because, right, I see I see Christina Mendoza saying no sound. Sound is up. Okay. Hopefully you catch up. And I appreciate all y'all who are showing up late to the bus, but you know, you guys are getting the information live still. And that's what matters. Now, this is the information. Okay. You know what? JT, I'm interested to know too. And I think that they're hiding something as well. I think they're not ready to release the information yet because of various reasons. I think there's something in that manifesto. I think that they're worried that could embolden, maybe inspire more to do more damage. I don't know. But something ain't right with the situation. Something ain't right that they have not put out this manifesto, or they could be waiting till certain events have come and gone before they release said manifesto. We're going to get into some conversation about that a little bit as well. But main thing here, the main thing that we are talking about is that title down below. And I appreciate all y'all for being here. Again, I will be putting these into chapters after the show is over. But we do need to talk about this information. Now, we already know that there's been 6 people that have lost their lives in this tragedy, the Covenant Elementary School tragedy. But there's been new information. Now, we already know that one of the head pastors of the school lost their daughter by the name of Haley Scruggs. She was 9 years old as well. No matter what, it's still tragic. It's still an awful thing to have happen to your own child. But now we have more information because, of course, we are all trying to figure out why this happened. What happened here? What caused this situation? What caused this tragedy to pop off? What does the manifesto say? Which they say exists. They have acknowledged. Chief of Police, Chief Drake, did come out during a press conference and say, yes, there is a manifesto. We are still trying to figure out the motives. We'll let you know. We'll have that out in a little while, right? But it's Thursday now. It's been 4 days, and we still haven't heard nothing. Okay. We haven't heard anything except things like this, which is still very questionable. And I'm wondering if it's true or not. And why would they even say any of this stuff? And don't worry, we have a interview from some clips from Inside Edition, and it's not even from this pastor Chad Scruggs, Pastor Scruggs himself. It's from former pastors of that school. It's pretty crazy to me that this kind of information is out here, that it's already turned into a rumor mill thing. There's already been stories of maybe Audrey Hale was upset over the loss of another friend, of I guess maybe it was a possible love interest. So that caused her to become unhinged. I mean, there's so many rumors already flying out the gate, when I feel that we should be stepping back and letting law enforcement do their law enforcing. Okay? Now, this is the information that's out here. Okay? I ain't lying. It's written in black and white right here. And I'm still challenging it because I feel that it's a bit strange. It's a bit weird. And if it's true, then I wonder why. Now, let me get into it. Okay, let me get into it. So Nashville Monster was having private counseling sessions with school's head pastor before this tragedy, where Audrey Hale went on to take the life of the head pastor's daughter. And they're saying because he wasn't on site. Very interesting information. To the point where some people are wondering, at least news is out here, reporters are wondering, was he initially the target? Was he the reason why she busted through those glass front side doors of that school, walked into that school and opened fire, taking the lives of 6 souls? That's one of the main questions that I want to know why too. I'm wondering, what the heck were these private counseling sessions? What could cause somebody to go grab assault rifles or just weapons in general, go back into the school and cause damage and cause tragedies? I got many questions, y'all. So let's get into this. So a former pastor of the Covenant School has claimed that this monster, Audrey Hale, was receiving counseling sessions with the father of one of the victims. Okay, so we already know about Audrey Hale and what the monstrous things that she's done. But an ex-pastor at the school, Jim Bachman, has now claimed that she was receiving private sessions from the current pastor of the school. And the head pastor's name is Chad Scruggs. His daughter, Haley, who's 9 years old, who also lost her life, she was gunned down in this brutal attack. And police say, this is the part that's interesting. Okay. Police say they still do not have an official motive or incident. Motive for the incident. Let me just say something really quick. Yes, they do. They most definitely do. When you sit there live on camera and you say, we have a manifesto, we're still looking into it, but when we do find out more information, we'll let y'all know. But then you still say that they do not have an official motive for the incident. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Let me tell you something real quick. Does that make sense? Ain't a manifesto the purpose of showing what your motive is, what your reason for doing said act is? They even said she had plans of doing even worse things. She was going to go and target her family. She was going after family members. She was going to go to other places and do more damage. So you know all that, but you still don't know what her motive was? Yet that's what a manifesto is, ain't it? Though, kind of, sort of, maybe. So make that make sense to me, guys. Make that make sense. But let's continue. However, these claims have been denied by the Covenant School, with the spokesperson telling the Daily Mail, the article I'm reading here, Metro Nashville police have been clear that no one was targeted in this tragedy, and Pastor Scruggs was not counseling the monster. But we have somebody else, a former pastor of that school, of that church, going all up in the videos, getting interviewed and saying otherwise. And I keep wondering why. And now you got the Covenant School saying this, saying that he was not counseling her, and that is not true. Now I keep wondering why. Why would they say okay, we got to play both sides of the fence. Understandably, if this is not true, understandably, Covenant School would definitely get in front of this and say, no, this is not true, because no matter what, optically, this could be bad. This could be a bad look for the school. You've been letting this monster inside of your school, or, you know, wherever they're doing the counseling. I'm assuming that they were doing the counseling in either the church or in the school, but you got somebody who eventually in the future, later on, goes in and takes the lives of 6 people. That could be really, really bad. It could be a bad look. So I can understand them getting in front of this, but then also at the same time, it's what was the conversations about? What was the counseling for? What was covered in the counseling? Was this conversion therapy type situation, or was it just her trying to find her faith again, and him just being there doing Bible study and holding her hand towards her, holding her hand as she walks through this struggle of finding faith again? Maybe that could be it too. Now, of course, it's easy for us to go down the lane of scandalous. It's very easy for us to go down that route. But we got to look at all. We got to look at all situations. Then the other thing is too, somebody just said that. Tony just said someone is lying. Okay. But then, okay, if this former pastor is out here lying, why would a pastor lie? Look, just talking about that first. Why would a pastor lie? And then on top of that, why would the Covenant School, the people, the spokesperson, speaking on behalf of the Covenant School, why would they lie too? Someone make that make sense for me. Why would there be any lying of any sort? It's very strange, right? It makes you wonder what the heck is going on here. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. And don't worry, we're going to be getting into the video, okay? Or we're going to be going into the interview and all that here very, very quick, very, very shortly, okay? But the former pastor had said on a television program that he had heard that, but it's not accurate and is based on hearsay, not fact. Authorities say that Hale had planned to attack more than one location, including a mall and another school. And now Bachman has told Inside Edition that she could have been targeting Pastor Scruggs' other 3 children. Very interesting, don't you think? So they're saying that she was planning on hitting a mall and another school, y'all. She had bigger plans, but they don't know the motive. They know everything else except not the motive. Very strange, y'all. Very strange. He added that Pastor Scruggs had been providing her with counseling, adding that Hale, quote unquote, appeared to be searching the school for him. Now, I don't know how this Pastor Bachman knows all this ish. Like what? He got 6th sense or something like that. He just knows that she was out here trying to find somebody for revenge, like Lisa Marie just said. Just seems very strange. Seems very, very strange. However, let's continue. However, he was not on site at the time. And Bachman speculated that Hale would have, quote unquote, left his daughter alone had she been able to find Scruggs. Bachman said, I'm hearing he was providing counseling for her and something didn't sit right with her. And so she targeted his daughter and perhaps his 2 sons to attend another private school. That attend another private school. Now, I'm wondering if she had targeted the mall and this other school. What was this other school? What is this other school that his 2 sons matriculate at? That's what I'd like to know. And if that is on the list, that could be a very good dead giveaway. That could very well be a dead giveaway, y'all. But something to think about. Okay, Bachman said, I'm hearing he was providing, I already said that. If she found Chad and tried to unalive him, maybe she would have left his daughter alone. I don't know. She was very normal, happy-go-lucky little girl who liked to play kickball with the boys, and her parents were wonderful people. Pastor Scruggs and his wife also share 3 sons older than Haley, with at least one previously attending the Covenant. It is unclear where Pastor Scruggs was at the time of this tragedy. Tributes have flooded in for little Haley and for the other 2 children unalived in the shooting, William Kinney and Evelyn Deekhouse. Both were 9. And of course, apparently from stories, Evelyn Deekhouse, this 9-year-old, risked it all to save the school, which she was, now she is being praised and honored as a hero, and she should be very well be honored as a hero for sure. Okay. Now, this is, of course, Bachman. We're going to be listening to bits and pieces of this interview, this very interview. Okay. Because, Inside Edition kind of hunkers down on their content. So I'm going to be playing bits and pieces of it. And I'm, of course, going to have to break it down, unfortunately. But of course, you can see the family with the Scruggs family with their 4 children. Okay. And there's little Haley in the middle, little 9-year-old Haley. Okay. And we already know about the names of all the other ones that have lost their lives, but I'm going to say their names one more time. There was headmistress Dr. Catherine Kuntz. She was 60. Substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, she was 61. And chef Mike Hill, who is 61 as well. And their lives were also lost during this mass tragedy as well. And may they all rest forever in peace. For real. May they all rest forever in peace. But I do want to play you guys a little bit of this. And of course, I'm going to have to be cutting in and out of this bad boy because fair use and all that BS. It's unfortunate that we got to go through this kind of thing and not just play this clip clean. But there's pieces of this that I feel that it's very interesting. And it does make you wonder why this actually happened. How did this go down? Why did this go down? Who, if there was any target, was it the pastor? And then if that is true, then why? Why was this pastor singled out or targeted in the first place? Okay. Misty Fisher, thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate it. While watching the footage of her going into the school, it looked like she was hunting for someone specifically. It does seem that way. The way she walks in, and she seems like she's deliberately looking for someone or something, but then at the same time, still taking people down that are in her path, that are in her way, right? It is very, very sad. And there's something not right with this person. Let's take a look at this, okay? I'm going to be cutting in and out of this bad boy, so get ready. Let's go.
At the Christian school she once attended in Nashville. But one theory holds that she had targeted this man, the church's lead pastor, who's said to have been counseling her. He wasn't there at the time, but his 9-year-old daughter was, and she became one of the victims. Amber Cogliano has more.
Was the Nashville shooter targeting the school pastor and his family? Inside Edition has learned that Audrey Hale, who was transgender, was believed to be having counseling sessions with Chad Scruggs.
Now, real quick, if you notice, it is very deliberate where this monster was walking, or how this monster was walking. But I do want to point out, though. I do want to point out, they kind of. When I've seen a lot of these kind of security videos, right? It's very deliberate. So it doesn't matter what this monster did. This monster did, whether or not this was a targeted thing, whether or not this was something that was fully, if she was going after this guy or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because she still took people's lives throughout the entire thing. She still did what she did. It wasn't like she walked in there and said, oh, he ain't here. All right, I'll go find him somewhere else. She still had plans to do mass tragedies everywhere. So it doesn't matter if she was being counseled by this guy or not, unless it was something really bad happened here. But I don't think it was that case, though. I just don't. Again, what she did is unthinkable. Unthinkable. And if she really was just targeting him, then she would have just been going after just him. Let's continue.
He was counseling her?
Here we go.
I'm hearing he was providing counseling for her, and something didn't sit right with her.
Former Covenant School pastor Jim Bachman says Hale appeared to be searching for Scruggs when she went through the school. She shot Scruggs' 9-year-old daughter, Hallie, dead.
If she'd found.
Okay, now one thing, this is very interesting too. Why would Bachman go out of his way to say this? Again, I implore every single last one of y'all, think about that for a second. Why would this former pastor go on to any periodical, okay, any news show of any type and put out this information? Why? Why would he go out of his way to say any of that stuff? Just saying, ask that question for yourself. Ask that question internally. Why would this dude say this? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Okay. But let's continue.
Found Chad. If she'd have tried to kill him, maybe she'd have left the daughter alone.
The former pastor also revealed he knew Audrey Hale when she attended the school nearly 20 years ago.
She was a very normal, happy-go-lucky little girl that liked to play kickball with the boys.
Okay. Now, of course, that's as much as I can play. Okay. And of course, you hear from that pastor, the pastor's basically saying, oh yeah, she was real nice. She just loved, playing kickball with the boys and doing this, that, and the third. She was just a little tomboy, basically. And that she had wonderful parents and all that. And now you have you have 3 9-year-old kids that are no longer here because of this. So it's very strange. And yes, LMSYT, okay? That's weird too. This was a pastor from 20 years ago. So he's still that connected in that school? He's a former pastor. He's not the pastor. And God knows how long he's been, not at that school anymore. But it does make you wonder, why? Why was this pastor suddenly Why is this pastor putting this information out here like this? Okay. Then also on top of that, the other thing is too is, okay, if he's not signed to some sort of confidentiality agreement of some sort, how would he know? How would he know this information? I'm just saying, ask him for a friend. Hold on, guys. I'm still here. How would he know any of that information? Real talk. How would he know any of that information? It just doesn't make any sense. And would that be information that he has any place to say? Like, he has no place to say that, right? Because now it goes down to the world of scandal. Because you know for a fact, at least myself, my mind ran wild. My mind ran wild with that, going, oh, that could mean this could mean this could mean this. Like, he even said, she said, it looks like he said something to her that just didn't sit right with her. And then suddenly she just opened fire. What? Somebody make that make sense. Because that ain't rocking with me. I ain't rocking with that. Why would he put that information out here? Now, the school, the covenant, and I'll pull that back up here again. The covenant is denying these claims. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to pull it up so we got that here. Let me show you guys. Okay. They said, however, these claims right here, these claims have been denied by the Covenant School, with spokesperson telling the Daily Mail, this article, that Metro Nashville police have been clear that no one was the target in this tragedy, and Pastor Scruggs was not counseling this monster. Again, I guess the ongoing burning question is, who's lying? Again, why would former pastor Bachman go out of his way to be interviewed to say something like that? Why? Again, why? Why would they? Why would he go on there and say that? Okay. Now, that's one thing I want to leave into your brains. Now, Molly Beth says previous pastor was fired. Oh, I wonder. Hold on. Let me make sure. Was he fired? Hold up. Jim Buchanan. Jim Bachman. I want to say Buchanan all the time when I see that spelling. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Huh. Ooh. Hold up, guys. I'm pulling this up really, really quick. Questiones, babies. Questiones. Hold on. Trying to close something. There we go. Take a look at this bad boy. So why supporters of Nashville pastor are speaking out about his departure from Covenant Presbyterian Church. And this was in July 15th of 2018. Okay. Take a look at this, shall we? Oh, this is interesting. I wonder why he was fired. So in 2016, Reverend Jim Bachman lost his job as the top pastor of Covenant Presbyterian Church, which rose to prominence in Nashville under his leadership. His supporters are now speaking up about Bachman's firing, which was preceded by at least 2 years of disunity in the Green Hills Church. Okay. They think He was unfairly treated, and they want those who still sit in the pews at the covenant, as well as the broader community, to know about it. I would like for the truth to come out. This is what Rosenberger, a former church member, is saying. Let people see what was really going on behind the scenes. Rosenberger, a former covenant elder, and another former church member are trying to bring it to light. They think some at covenant and regional denominational leaders are to blame for pushing Bachman out of the church he founded and served for 25 years. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hold on. Let me read a little bit more. I'm looking at this for the very first time. So this could be motive on why a former pastor would lie. Because maybe he wants his church back. You never know. Holy cow. I love Covenant Church. This is what this Rosenberger said. I think if these people there really knew the stuff that had been going on without their knowledge and consent, it would horrify them, and they would have rushed to work this out. Now I'm wondering, what the heck is that? What the heck is that? Okay, so the Covenant Church declined to be interviewed, but released a statement to the U.S. Today Network, Tennessee. Reverend Jim Bachman previously served as pastor of Covenant Presbyterian Church, and now that he has a new church, our leadership and congregation wish him and his church members the very best. This is from a representative of the Covenant. They said in a statement, Today Covenant, a member of the conservative evangelical Presbyterian Church in America, has more than 1,000 members and currently is led by an interim pastor, according to the church's website. In an interview, Bachman, who has since moved to another church, said he didn't want to go into specifics about this case, but he hopes something similar does not happen to future pastors. Interesting. I think there were some significant injustices, and I don't want it to happen to anybody else. This is what Bachman said. The strife began in 2014 with conflicts and tensions among the ministerial staff and covenant elders, according to church documents. There was nothing going on that just truly couldn't have been worked out over a cup of coffee. This is what Rosenberg is saying. It would have been one thing. It would be one thing if there was some type of moral or financial or doctrinal misconduct, but there was none of that. This was just personalities. It ebbed and flowed throughout 2015 until Bachman eventually offered to retire if the church would buy out the rest of his contract. This is what Rosenberg said. They had yet to agree on a settlement when that all fell apart, he said. Bachman had sent an email at the urging of Covenant's leadership to the congregation about his retirement plans. His email rubbed some members of the church the wrong way. Church leadership asked the Nashville Presbytery to get involved. The Presbytery, a type of regional denominational oversight group, started an investigation that led to a church trial. Wow. Bachman was found guilty of inflicting severe injury on the peace and purity of covenant, according to church documents. In September 2016, the Nashville Presbytery censured Bachman by indefinitely suspending him from his office, which did not match the Church Trial Commission's recommendation. Wow. Nearly a year later, the Nashville Presbytery's decision was overturned by a national church entity. It said the Presbytery acted with prejudice when it failed to follow their Church Trial Commission's recommendation, according to church documents. The guilty verdict remained intact, but Bachman was to be admonished and restored as a member in good standing to the Nashville Presbytery. But it did not have any bearing on his employment with Covenant. By that time, the congregation had already fired Bachman, a decision the Nashville Presbytery upheld. Wow. The church did so in a close vote during an October 2016 congressional meeting, according to Bachman's supporters, who say the Presbytery's decision unfairly swayed the congregational vote and steamrolled over the denominational checks and balances. Marvin Paget, a representative of the Nashville Presbytery, oversaw the congregational meeting and says the congregation acted within their authority. He also thinks the church structures in place worked. The whole point of the process is to make sure that rights are protected throughout, Paget said. In the course of time, the denomination's standing judicial commission reversed Presbytery at Jim's appeal. Then his rights were protected. Bachman's supporters went to the Presbytery to apologize to their pastor, as well as the congregations of Covenant and his new church. That is something the Presbytery can consider taking up, Paget said, but he would be a bit surprised if they did. He is unsure if such a motion would pass, but he already would like to see the Presbytery and Bachman shake hands over something. The Presbytery is looking at what happened too. Wow. There are formal efforts underway in the Nashville Presbytery to examine ourselves to see if we did the right thing or whether something like that could be done. This is what Paget said. And for Bachman, the bitter end to his tenure at Covenant did not negate the better years that preceded it. He says, I'm just grateful for the 23 great years up there. And there are a lot of wonderful people at Covenant that are still there. This is what Bachman said. I'm sorry for the last couple of years. I'm sorry the last couple of years were crushing to my family and to a lot of people really on both sides. Interesting. So he may have been speaking out of malice, it sounds like there's something more to this, of him going out of his way to say those things. He obviously feels some type of way. Wouldn't you agree? He definitely feels some type of way. Or, I would assume if he was voted out, he was fired unjustly, I could see him feeling, having a little chip on his shoulder about this. But that's very interesting. I'm just reading this and looking at this for the very, 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 very first time. So this is very interesting information, in my personal opinion. But yeah, he was fired from this job. He was fired from his position. So when this tragedy happens and you got the head pastor, which I'm assuming was his old job, is involved in this situation, Maybe he's trying to use that as an opportunity to get back. But that's jacked up, y'all. That's really jacked up. And then, of course, he went on, Inside Edition. Da, 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 da. He went on all these little things, and he's putting this information out here. So the question still remains, why would he? I mean, this could be a good reason on why he would lie, or what could be a motive on why he would say those kinds of things, put out this kind of information that may not be true at all. This title alone says a lot. Yes, Raven, maybe bitterness, but then again, we don't know. Because how would he know that Pastor Scruggs, Pastor Chad, was actually having private counseling sessions with with Audrey Hale? That's insane. But then that also, if it's a lie, and if it later on is proven as a lie, that shows you what kind of Pastor Jim Bachman really is, and that he lost his job for a good reason. Because that, to me, sounds dirty. That sounds like a dirty pastor. If he lied, that is, if he lied. If it's true, then I don't know how Pastor Jim got that information. Okay, how he got that information, but man, very, very interesting. Cyan said, words spread if true, and that's true too. But lies do too. Rumors spread. Okay, some rumors are true and some rumors are not. This could very well be a fake story, just fabricated by this person, by this former pastor, because they angry, that's crazy. And it's sus as hell. It's sus as hell, y'all. Okay. Danielle, is that even legal or allowed? I don't know if it lands on the, it's one person saying their opinion. It's not, I don't think it's on the grounds of defamation or anything. I don't think so. So I don't know where it lands. I think that he's getting asked questions and he's telling his opinion. But at the end of the day, this is all just somebody spreading a rumor. This is an old ass pastor who knows about the righteous path, preaches about taking the righteous path, and he's deciding to use this opportunity to spread rumors. Potentially rumors. That's what I think. And that's not very godlike. That's not, last I checked. But that's very interesting, y'all. You heard it here. Yeah, a gossipy pastor. Yeah. Yeah, Black Witter. Just doesn't make sense. Now is him having counseling sessions with her cause he's not a therapist, right? No. Okay, so the counseling sessions could have been, and we don't know Pastor Chad's background. He may be a licensed therapist, etc. We don't know that, but he can be there to counsel her spiritually. If she's going through something and she wants to, if anyone, remember BK, okay? Birth and Hips, Brian Koberger suddenly found Jesus. Remember? He's having personal, private sessions with a pastor in prison right now. Let's see if he's still keeping up with that act, but still, no matter what, he can counsel. He can have spiritual counsel. He can go and sit down, read the Bible, and talk about things, talk about what the ways of Jesus, and talk about faith, trying to find your faith, etc. So when it comes to this pastor, This pastor could sit down with her and have private sessions with her. Absolutely. Counsel her, lead her towards the path of righteousness, towards the path of faith. Whatever things that she's dealing with, if this is true, those things that she is dealing with mentally, spiritually, inside, she could be confiding into her pastor or into that pastor and talking about these things. And of course, pouring that into the book, into the good book. Reading the book, going through it, doing Bible study, doing prayer, talking things out. That could very well be what it is. But at the same time, it's not very godlike if Pastor Jim is out here spreading this thing as a rumor. Now, the police are saying that they have not seen anything of that so far. They're also saying that they don't have a motive yet. Again, let me go back into that too, because that's a very important piece of information here as well. Let me find that piece though. Where is it? It's like within the first few paragraphs. There it is. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Okay. Let me show you guys. Okay. So they say authorities did say that she had planned to attack more than just one location. Okay. But then where is it? I did pull it up before. I don't know why I can't find it now. But they did say something along the lines of they still don't know what her motive is. Okay? They still have no clue what her motive is. Yet, unfortunately, let's be real, you have a manifesto. Okay? I'm trying to find that again. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, searching for school. Dag nabbit. It's somewhere in here. I don't remember where I read it, but I did pause on it. I do remember that, sitting here going, that doesn't make any sense for someone who sit there and say that they don't know, they don't know what the motive is, yet they have a manifesto. It's like, then read the manifesto, baby. Crack it open. Crack that mug open and read it, because it'll tell you what's up. Last I checked, a manifesto tells you exactly what they have planned on doing and why they are doing it. Okay. I have read many of them on the show before. They all have some sort of reasoning of like, I'm a god or whatever it is. Okay. They say all kinds of stuff. Okay. Real quick, Victoria, nothing so far. I have heard nothing as of yet. I had plans on having the niece on, and she canceled on me, y'all. She canceled. So when I find out more information about the couple that were kidnapped in Haiti, don't worry, I will be bringing it up on a show. Trust and believe. I'm keeping close watch on that, but so far we haven't heard nada damn ting so far. Okay. And I was hoping to have the niece on because I was trying to give her a platform to speak, but she canceled on me, y'all. It is what it is. I understand she's been busy. She's been doing a lot of work trying to spread the story and spread the news about her family. So hopefully she comes on soon, because I'd really like to help out as much as I can. JDR, thank you so much for the 14 Canadian buckaroos. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Yes, sinner. 1977 exactly. Manifesto equals mission statement. Period. Point blank. But for them to sit there and say, "Oh, we don't have that," but we don't have the motive, but we have the manifesto. That don't make no sense, guys. Okay. So, reason why I say this, okay? The reason why I say this is I think that there's a reason. I think that there is a full-on reason on why they are withholding this information. And it could very well be because of an event that apparently is coming up very soon. Okay? the Day of Vengeance, which is still something I don't even know, but that's apparently happening on the 1st of April. So like in 2 doggone days. So Saturday allegedly is this day where trans activists are supposed to be getting together on the 1st of April for a day of vengeance. And I think that there's a reason why they are not putting out this manifesto, because of the 1st of April, where this is supposed to be going down. Now, they of course they say, like Day of Vengeance. Let me see if I can. Let me just pull this up. Yeah. Okay. So I think that there's a reason why they're not holding this. They're not putting this information out. Okay. And maybe that's why they're not putting out the information, out of fear of this particular day, which I still am trying to understand what the heck that is. But at the same time, if that is any way remotely true, then it's very interesting that they're withholding that manifesto. But nonetheless, that manifesto, they did mention, they did say that out loud. They mentioned, okay, that. Now, I know Tyler's sitting here saying, I don't think it's true. I mean, maybe, I don't know, man. Like Twitter's banning this. They're not allowing this to be tweeted about, etc. They're not talking about these things. Understandably, this could very well be a joke. It could very well be that too, right, Raven? It could. But it does make you wonder why they sat down and decided not to put out the manifesto yet. They could be combing through it to see if there's anything else in there. Maybe, I don't know. But at the same time, I've noticed all the other manifestos that have ever been written by a monster, they are quick to put that information out within the week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here, But I gotta pull up the questions and pull up the things that people are talking about and saying out here in these streets as far as the news and whatnot. And that's one of the things that people are speculating, that the reason why it hasn't been released is because of what allegedly is supposed to be happening on April Fool's Day. For me, I believe it when I see it. Even this particular day that they're talking about, I believe it when I see it, as far as that day, as far as this thing that's supposed to be going on that particular day. I don't know if I believe it, y'all. I don't. Nat Flo, thank you so much for the 5. Her parents are very religious. From what I heard, she changed once she went into art school. Maybe they were forcing her to have conversion therapy. If that is true, the only people that are really going to know are the parents, any pastors or any therapists or any people that were using this conversion therapy. If it's even true, it all rests on them. They're the only ones that are really going to know the truth on what's going on here. Real talk. They're the only ones that are really going to know. Okay. Yes, Snake. Yeah, I'm wondering why Scruggs, I'm wondering if he was and why. Right? But that manifesto will tell us a lot too. Because if it has to do anything with that, shoot, I'm hoping that comes out. Okay. But we'll see if we'll see if it's actually true. Okay. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. Mary Beth, not saying the church did it. I just think if she was receiving counseling, it probably wasn't conversion therapy, at least not outside Christianity's understanding of conversion therapy. Yeah, I think that she was just getting, if it is true, if that is true, and this is not just some disgruntled former pastor just trying to get revenge on Pastor Scruggs, I think it was just counseling on the Bible, counseling on faith. And that's it. Maybe she was going through obviously she was going through some serious stuff. Maybe she was just trying to find a path back towards her faith again. Maybe. But then again, it could have very well been just all this could be fake. This story could be 110% fake. And that anyone was a target. She wanted to take her anger, her wrath, whatever it was, out on whoever was in her path. And that's the sad part about it, guys. That is the sad part about it. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate y'all for being here. I'm still waiting to hear any more information about this. The situation at the Forsyth Tech Community College. So far, there isn't anything new as of yet. They're still waiting for more details. But of course, when we get more information, we will be talking about it for show. I promise you guys that for show. But if you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. Of course, let me say this too. Please hit that join button. Consider becoming a family member. That would really, really be appreciated. Helps keep these lights on, and it would be great to have you part of the family membership. Okay. And of course, if you haven't done the first thing, please hit that subscribe button. And of course, make sure that notification bell is on so that when I go live or whenever I upload something, you guys get that alert. Okay. I'd really, really appreciate it. Okay, guys. Anyway, it's time to get going. I may be on late this evening. Be on the lookout for that. Okay. It's a busy week for me, so I'm trying to squeeze in these shows as best as I can. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all. Thank you guys so much for being here. My prayers go out to the people over at Forsyth Tech. Of course, my prayers go out to the children and to the families, all that are affected from this Covenant school tragedy as well. And I just hope the truth comes out soon, because I think that's all we need. That's all we need. More transparency. That's all. Okay, guys. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next show. Be safe out there, guys. Okay? Keep your heads on a swivel. Love all y'all. Talk to you guys soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.